Okay, is this thing freaking working? Yes, it is. We got everything. I gotta change the batteries on the Christmas lights behind me on that tree. And I went to freaking Canadian Tire, and they don't have any incandescent light bulbs anymore. It's completely phased out, which is shocking. Let's see here. Hold on. Bing, bing, bing. I don't know that Instagram needed to. Yo, dude, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I might have heard about you from both of them actually. I'm live on Rumble right now. I just started it, but so this will be in the recording, so I won't share any sensitive information. But dude, if you just make sure if you go order or like let me know your thoughts, like what's going on, because I'm gonna get you freebies included. But I just need your order number as soon as you place it, if everything looks right, so that I can tell Chalk to include the freebie. You know what I mean? Shout out to Oscar, man. Okay, hold on. Dude, I'm a little bit shocked that for some reason, like it does seem that Instagram and Facebook are both not very like as censored now as they were in 2020. You know what I mean? Like it was insane censorship in 2020, man. Shout out to Kevin Hayes. Kevin, did I address you yesterday? Because I meant to, because I saw your message and you said what's up, man? But I was mid sentence and I don't know if I got to say what's going on, man. But shout out to Kevin Hayes, shout out to Copper Rock Thrax, and a potential newcomer, the 613 member. Shout out to 613, man. Cheers, guys. Cheers. Come on. If you have it lit right now, comment below. I'm drinking the chocolate as we speak. Dude, I found out something crazy, by the way. Um, um, Shout out to Lee Sung. No way, eh? Lee, so hold on. Where was that shipping to? Because perhaps that was because of Black Friday or Cyber Monday or something, eh? But yeah, this is freaking crazy though about this weather, man. And I already know some people are going, it's just winter, man. Um, but it's record breaking. So it's not just a normal winter like. But I know why people are saying it's just winter, and I'm gonna announce we're live on Instagram right now too. Hold on a sec, but you guys will pick up what I'm putting down. Viral video shows how good the quality of stuff was back when everything was still made in America. Oh yeah, dude, are you kidding me? I gotta post this. I'll save that. Post it later. Okay, and that was the scam with the free trade deal. You know that. They made it seem like the free trade deal is like going to help us, but what it did is it lifted the tariffs off China and India, which then resulted in them flooding our countries with extremely cheap. Well, they had slave labor, so we couldn't compete in the United States and Canada. We couldn't compete with that type of production because we didn't have slave labor, which gimped our economy. It was part of they think like 100 years ahead, man. Like if we do this policy now, in 30 years this will happen. In 60 years that'll happen because some of these families, dude, they have been in control of this, that, or the other in the family, running in the family for hundreds of years. Imagine you were born in one of those families that you would hit a certain age and they'd be like, okay, so this is how the world works. Everyone is a sleeping sheep. They're useless eaters. And this is how we control them. You know, like they would show you a textbook. We did this in 1812. It was great. No one even saw it coming. I'm sure that's got to be going on, man. Shout out to Copper Rock in the Pacific Northwest. Beautiful spot, man. I know it does rain a lot there, though. Come on. Let's move to the other side of the ice wall. Exactly, Kara. Okay, I'm just announcing we're live. Give me 1 second. Boom, bang, bing. Guys, make sure you unplug your Wi-Fi tonight when you go to bed. Okay, hold on. Financial reset imminent and grid down plus polar. So I'll tell you, yeah, dude, I get it why people are saying when someone makes a post talking about these shocking weather events and how freezing cold this it's supposed to come in 3 phases, by the way. Like 3 different storm fronts are set to batter the top of the US and the bottom of Canada. And they're like meteorologists who've been doing it for 30 years are like concerned about this storm. But the average person goes, it's just winter, you idiot, which I get because you have the climate like alarmists who are like, oh my God, climate change is just so freaky. We got to like save the climate, who do chalk everything up to climate. But then there's the other side of the coin going, no, no, we're pointing out that they're doing something strange with the weather. You know what I mean? What's going on, everyone? Shout out to Pisano and Sins and Canker. What's going on? Dude, Ricardo, what's up, dude? I'm live on Rumble, man. I'd love to chit chat, but like this is serious, dude. Why do you think they were shutting down weather stations? Good question. Why are many temperature thermometer reading meters strategically placed on asphalt like airports where it's on average like 5 to 6 to 7 degrees hotter because of the giant friggin' runway there? Global warming. Guys, we have a seriously shocking thing to discuss on my Rumble live stream channel. Thank you. Which you'll be shocked to hear, but I don't want to fully disclose it on Rumble or on Instagram because of obvious reasons of censorship. I have had a situation before where we were talking about something on Instagram and they shut the live down and they said it was like, yeah, I don't even want to tell you the strike because I don't want to use the keywords. Like, but basically, it's not safe, we could say, which is why I go live on Rumble. It's at the link in my bio. It's free to download, free to watch, and free speech. And you don't even need to download it because you can watch it from your browser. Okay, so come on over. It's at the link in my bio. We'll see you on Rumble. It's free speech over there, man. Zero censorship. It's freaking awesome. Shout out to Certified Shy Kid, man. I hope you crack out of your shy shell, man. Pre-programming movies like The Day After Tomorrow. Dude, I was thinking about The Day After Tomorrow all day today when it was so freaking cold. Which it is cold in Canada, but not this early, man. Not this early in the winter. This is very strange. Okay, we'll see you guys on the Rumble live stream channel, okay? Yes, move there now, Nouveau Bianche. I'll see you guys on Rumble, okay? Link in my bio. Guys, so listen, Will said, isn't the climate cron, we lost the control of the solar vortex, Russia is pushing it on over? I don't know about that, but dude, I will say that I will say this. Cheers to anyone having a chocolate right now, by the way. If you're having a chocolate, enjoy it with me. Decalcify your pineal gland with me. And let's get our freaking frequency up. So this is what we have going on. I just found out, by the way, something that is absolutely shocking. Sonny, I'd love to watch that. I guess I'll try to catch that after the live. That does sound cool for sure. I mean, out of body experiences and past live regressions and stuff are interesting. What I wanted to say though is I found out today something that we all know, but no one really like fathoms. So you know how fire needs oxygen to continue, right? Fire needs oxygen. When we see rockets that are bound for space take off, you notice how they always curve? Like you will never see a rocket go absolutely straight up. They always curve. If you've ever been to wherever they launched in Florida or whatever, they're always curving. Now, the shocking thing is that if they made it to space and it is a vacuum and there's no oxygen, you do realize there's no known engines, jet engines or anything that can run without oxygen. There are Victor Schauberger's patents and technologies, which is something that generates thrust from compressed air as opposed to from something like a jet fuel and oxygen. But publicly, unless they're flying in space with different technology, the thought is they cannot go and fly into space anyway with the combustion engines that they're using to take off from Earth. And then furthermore, by them always curving, you wonder if they're trying to avoid hitting the firmament. I mean, we're talking about what was mentioned in Genesis. I mean, we'll talk all about that on this live. By the way, cheers to Eva Arabians, who said, "Greetings. I think I will make a cocoa now too." Guys, if you want, if you already have the chocolate powder, because we did give away a ton of the chocolate during Cyber Monday and whatnot. That's the organic heirloom cacao from Chalk, which I had never had organic and heirloom cacao from Chalk, or rather heirloom organic cacao before Chalk. I had cacao. I've had all kinds of cacao, but heirloom and organic is an anomaly. And that's actually super detoxing, by the way. People think of chocolate as like a cheat food or whatever. And that's strange because in its pure form, cacao is like, well, it's a superfood. It has many, let's call them therapeutic benefits, we could say, like extremely freaking good for you. And it's believed to decalcify the pineal gland. So this is one of the top, if you type in foods to decalcify the pineal gland, this is one of like the top 4. Shout out to Bruce Williams, man. Shout out to Bruce Williams. We are giving away 2 of these on the live, by the way. If you want me to hold a slot for you, comment below and I can see if Chalk can hold a slot for you to get the free bag of chocolate powder. We also have something interesting going on, which is this. So we're going to get into the weather events and I'm going to give you the full play-by. Listen, I'm going to give you something on this live that you can remember for the rest of your life until you don't need to remember it anymore, because we have all stopped, collectively, we have stopped the weather modification programs and what's going on. And I will give you ammo on this live so you will always be able to back up. When you're talking about, weather modification, you're trying to convince someone, you will be like bulletproof in your argument. It's freaking shocking. So we're going to get to that. I did want to mention though, people in California, if you're watching from California right now, there is a radioactive fog that is covering like 400 square miles floating through California, which is like toxic gases and everything. Everyone's talking about it. And people are talking about this fog even in North Carolina. Remember last year in this spring, I believe, maybe midwinter, whatever it was, there's a freaking fog that like enveloped pretty much the entire world. People were talking about it all over the place. The UK had fog at the same time as like Africa, at the same time as South America. It was super foggy everywhere. People were wondering what that was. Upon some lab analyses, we're finding out there's a bajillion pounds of heavy metals, toxic heavy metals that damage brain cell function and lowers, memory and concentration and whatnot. It's freaking shocking. It's part of the plan to lower human consciousness and to calcify our pineal glands. Shout out to Ozo Kai. Welcome back, dude. So this is imperative. We're going to get into how you can expose these things and prove them. But I wanted to mention that we got to be detoxing this stuff. It's all fun and games until you find out that you've gone 20, 30, 40 years accumulating heavy metals and phthalates and BPA and microplastics. Like, we have to be detoxing, dude. It's an imperative. It is part of our experience on this earth, is finding out, you got to like master your mind, body, and soul. Well, part of like being at a higher level with your body is realizing that we are exposed to so many toxins. It's insane. And if you want to elevate your consciousness, you got to get some of those out of you. This is why superfoods, people are talking about them out the freaking yin yang. So what we're doing on this live, we're giving away 2 bags of the chocolate powder, which is the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia. We might be able to extend the deal depending on how fast the slots fill up. So this is the way the deal works. The number 1 supplement at chalk.com. Oh, so I want to talk to you about that, by the way, because you saw that video. The number 1 supplement at chalk.com for detox, for fertility, for testosterone for men, for memory, concentration, and focus. and for anti-aging, because there's actually a compound in here called C60, which has anti-aging effects, is the hot water purified shilajit. Kevin Hayes, I want to read your message in 2 seconds, dude, because this is freaking shocking. There's been a fog in California for how many days, how many weeks? It's insane. The purified shilajit. Most shilajit is the tar resin, which is 20 to 30% water. Chalk shilajit is instead hot water purified. The water is evaporated, making it a potent concentrate, which is hilarious because they call shilajit tar resin uh, a concentrate. But by nature of it being a tar resin, it's 20 to 30% water. It's diluted. Look at it snowing out. Look, I'll zoom in. It's freaking blizzarding as we speak, dude. We're cozy inside with our chocolate, detoxing and decalcifying our pineal glands. Look at the snow outside, dude. It is freaking blizzarding right now. So, Shilajit, number one supplement, you got to get the Shilajit. I'm going to post the link to chalk.com right now. Click it quickly so that you're bumped first in line. Chalk ships out of Georgia, is based in Texas, all American customer service team, Patriots in control, family owned business, and they have 5,000 third party verified 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. So, it is a legit company with legit superfoods. I recommend, so this is the way the deal works. The next 2 people who go to chalk.com and get a male or female vitality stack with that coupon code 44life, you get a lifetime 44% off discount. You can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. And automatically, if you're one of the first 2 people, if you're the first among the first 2 people, you're getting a $100 bag of the chocolate powder included in your order. Organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, detoxing, decalcifying. You're going to feel like $1 million taking it. Also, in the male stack is that Tongkat 100, which is Tongkat Ali from Malaysia. It's clinically studied to boost free testosterone 87% in 21 days. Like, it's no freaking joke. In fact, I'm going to take one right now. Maybe I'll wash it down with some of the chocolate. I'm drinking a lit with you guys, by the way. Like, I actually walk the talk. I'm talking about chalk. I'm taking freaking chalk, dude. And the other thing you have to check out if you're on the site, go to the site right now. Make sure you save that coupon code 44life. Don't pay full price. You got to look at the Chad mode, man. Lou just received her Chad mode. She said she's getting tingles all over when you take it. It's because it stimulates circulatory and lymphatic system because it has niacin in here and fermented L-citrulline. There's also the organic blue spirulina, which is extremely detoxifying and decalcifies your pineal gland. And there's the organic caffeine, which is cold water extracted from green coffee beans. So if you're getting the Chad mode into you, you're detoxing, you're energizing, it's freaking amazing. You'll absolutely love it. But I wanted to mention the Tongkat that's in the male stack is certified wildcrafted. Most Tongkat is farmed in China. Kevin says, I'm in California right now driving a semi. The fog was thick, full of lead. I'm just south of Sacramento right now. No sunshine here. Wow, Kevin Hayes, are you freaking serious, dude? So what's with this damn fog, bro? Ozo Kai said, that's insane. And with the flashlight at night showing tons and tons of unknown particles, not being rain or snow or fog, but something else, thinking, dude, I freaking know, man. Lee Sung just got, and it started since before Thanksgiving. That's what I heard too, Ash Jane. I heard it started around Thanksgiving, where this fog just wouldn't go away, which is freaking eerie, man. What are they spraying us with? I don't know. Lee Sung said it made my face and ears tingle. The Chad mode does that. It makes your back, your toes, and your fingertips freaking tingle as well. It's an amazing. You eventually will like wake up. At least for me, wake up, have whatever chocolate. You have a chocolate in the morning. Maybe you have a bit of a snack. Come afternoon, you're like, where's that blue tub of Chad mode again? It becomes a thing you look for. You don't leave the house with it. I can honestly tell you this. If you start taking Chad mode, for one, I have never heard anyone say, and a lot of people have tried Chad mode. I've never heard anyone say they don't like it. Some people say they add sweetening to it. They put it in orange juice. They do a dry scoop of it. But literally, it is like the highest rated chalk supplement. Like sometimes people take Shilajit. 99% of people. So we have we did a survey. 30% of people who take the purified Shilajit, which is in the male and female stack, experience benefits within the first few days of taking it, or feel a difference within the first few days. Another around 30% of people feel benefits obtained within the first couple weeks. And then it's like tapers off to a certain percentage of people feels it within 4, 5, 6 weeks. The clinically studied benefits are based on consistent consumption over 90 days. So if you're taking it, here's the thing that I tell anyone. If you are taking any chalk supplement, you are absolutely being benefited. You are giving your body bioavailable minerals. You're giving it bioactive compounds. You're giving it nutrients and antioxidants, which are detoxing. if you are taking chalk, your system is absolutely being benefited. And that's the freaking amazing thing about it, which is backed up with clinical studies. So keep in mind, the coupon code is 44 life. Again, do not pay full price when they're running a 44% off lifetime discount. And if you get a stack on the live, you will receive a $100 bag of the chocolate powder for the first two people. So that's a lifetime discount. Again, you can cancel or modify at any time. Also, in the female stack and male stack, you have the wild or certified organic ashwagandha. You got to try that one because it's organic, it's clinically studied. It massively boosts melatonin production, so you get 1,000 times better sleep when you're taking it, and it's a hormone optimizer. So what I wanted to mention to Ash is that she said they're trying to say it's our normal tool fog. I don't buy it. Wow. So, but Ash Jane, mainstream articles are calling it a radioactive fog as well. So I do wonder exactly what the Sam Dam is going on. Bronco, I'll hold the slot for you, dude, for the free chocolate powder, man. Because I do want to talk. We have so many things to discuss on this live. Michelle Obama is on the docket and all that, but if we're all calcified with calcified pineal glands, it's not ideal, man. Hecka said, mine came today. It's so good. Shout out to Hecka, who also got his freaking chalk today. Congratulations to Hecka. Ozo Kai, everyone should remember you, dude. I hope they do. Kevin Hayes said, coming from Victorville, who knows, 358 to 58 to the 99, coming over the mountain down the hill, fog was thick as hell and didn't look like real fog, man-made. Dude, if a trucker who drives around all the freaking time says this fog looks different, that is someone you do want to have, like they have credence. You got to listen to that, man. And this isn't the first time, by the way. You know what's a common thing? People think that governments did like bad things and whatnot a long time ago, but don't now. And that is based on like zero evidence. They think like, yeah, like there's all these atrocities committed in the past, but like it's different now. But that's not based on any amount of evidence at all. St. Louis, Missouri in I don't remember exactly the year, but they sprayed radioactive isotopes on the population to like study the effects or something. So don't put it past them. And again, you may be thinking like if a normal person would join this live, like you think fog is like government like spraying something, man. Well, dude, if you have had your head in the sand for all these years and you don't even know that they are spraying us every single day with a weather modification, the stratospheric injections of aerosols, I don't know what to tell you, dude. And like I told you guys though, I'm going to make it so you have a bulletproof argument for convincing your friends, family, coworkers that they absolutely are spraying us, that they cannot deny. Now, I don't recommend you go and try to convince your friends, family, and coworkers necessarily. Like if it comes up, sure, speak your truth and whatnot. But dude, I don't go to family freaking gatherings talking about chemtrails, man. I'm past that. That was like 2016, and it's when you first find it out, you think you got to tell everyone because it's happening, and you love your friends and family, and you want them to know. But then you realize people are literally so freaking brainwashed that you got to tiptoe around it, man. Like I said, I remember telling you a long time ago, the first day I took the chalk shilajit, I had a feeling I haven't had since I was 6. What was that feeling, Hecka? That sounds freaking amazing, dude. Ozo said the blue spirulina is the most well-known superfood to bind all the nasty toxins we are subject to on Earth and eject them out. Plus, it helps that Chad mode is super tasty and it's an amazing ocean blue color. It is super freaking blue, guys. Shout out to Ozokai. The tingle sensation is so invigorating. I feel like I can lift a truck and run a freaking marathon at the same time. Dude, someone's going to think that's like that we like paid Ozokai to say this. Dude, Ozokai is like a amazing, for one, engagement. Like he gives good comments. He always is dropping gems. He also occasionally comes out and gives his full, uncensored, unfiltered thoughts on taking chalk. And I'm telling you, man, that blue spirulina in the chat mode is something. In fact, I would be more like anomalously shocked to hear that review, Ozo, and it is beautiful. I'm going to screenshot that. But dude, like when you're dealing with clinically studied ingredients and a bunch of freaking superfoods combined, you're gonna feel like $1,000,000. Shout out to Sunny, who said we all need lots of Chad mode with this freaking fog in California. Dude, so they're hammering California with the fog. Then we have record-breaking freezing damn cold temperatures in the northern states. And I'll show you guys a map. I mean, we're talking minus 30 for like a large portion of the top of the United States and all the way into New York City as well. Minus 30, dude, minus 20, minus 30. It's shocking. They have admitted to testing LSD on us. Now we are asking what's in the air. Exactly. JD, you know what's funny? What's the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth? What is it, 6 months or whatever? 6 to 12 months? I mean, we've been talking about them spraying us with chemtrails, and then a couple months ago, they came out and said, "Oh, by the way, um, we're going to dim the sun in the UK to help save the climate or to slow down global warming." I'm thinking, dude, what does it look like when you do that? It looks like what we've all been saying you're doing, which we know that you're doing, which is that you're spraying us right now. So it's a little bit of a freaking joke, man. We know what's going on, but they're just fibbing around. Ozo said, I love, love, love it. I literally can't effing live without my Chad mode and hot cocoa in the evening with the lit powder, bruv. Shout out to Ozo Kai, man. Guys, 2 free lits. Someone just oh shit, someone just ordered a Shilajit. We're giving 2 free lits away on the live. Organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, which decalcifies, super detoxing, delicious, and you'll absolutely love it. You can eat it with a spoon dry. But someone just ordered a Shilajit on the site, the #1 supplement for men and women. The reason I recommend going with a stack too is not just because you get the free lit, but because 44% off for life. It comes to less than $1 a day, or around $1 a day for the stack. But someone just got a single bottle of Shilajit. Now, because they ordered a Shilajit, before we have even given away a lit, I'm going to get Chalk to throw in a $60 bottle of the Chalk Minerals. So congratulations to who just got the Shilajit with the code 44life. You're getting a $60 bottle of the minerals included in your order automatically. Shout out to who just got the Shilajit. You're going to feel like $1 million, dude. And that's clinically studied, by the way. When you're bored, go look at the clinical studies. It's incredible, the information and whatnot. The scientific validationally, it's something else, man. Oh, wow. Will said, make us all sad and depressed, so we got to buy a bunch of useless nonsense for Christmas to be happy. Dude, I hope not, but is that part of the plan? I mean, they already turned Christmas. It used to be this thing about giving and whatnot. It still is, but it's all consumerism now. People buying stuff from stuff that you don't need. You know, Ozo said, so powerful for your energy, anti-aging, detox. I've never looked back. Ozo, the thought of your pineal gland being decalcified is thrilling, man. Really. I felt the exact same as I did the time I was in the car when I was 6. But hecka, like, what did you feel like when you were 6? Like, you took Chad mode and then all of a sudden you felt like you were 6 years old, or you felt a feeling like you were when you were 6? That's shocking, man. I wonder if Catherine Sari has done anything on the fog. She lives in California and would probably look into it. I haven't looked at her Substack lately. Let me know who Catherine Sari is, because she sounds like a freaking force for good. Big time. Hold on, what the hell is QVTV? Let's see. I mean, dude, listen, Bronco, listen, dude. If you're new to the lives, this is what we do in the lives. Quo Vadis Ministry, what's that mean? I don't even, yeah. What is QV? Oh, huh. It's a nonprofit devoted to spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. Bro, we haven't even got into the true creation story of the earth. How we didn't evolve from fish and turn into humans because of billions of years. We haven't got into the true age of the earth, young earth. We haven't even got into that, dude. But Bronco, I'm going to tell you what the lives are about. We talk about breaking, shocking news. We also offer solutions to help people get these crazy chemicals out of their systems. You may be thinking, look, let me say this, Bronco. If I consistently like read a comment that was like, oh my God, like, I don't want to hear about this superfood. Like, stop posting about it. Stop talking about it. You know how many less people would have been able to do what they did, which was that they took chalk, they were infertile, they took chalk, became fertile and able to have children because they're taking these superfoods that are clinically studied. I mean, dude, like, you can't really you got to let it roll off your back, man. This is what we do, man. We're talking superfood. And this is the coolest thing too. I've been partnering with Chalk since 2019, and they are on different radio shows. They have a whole bunch of different people who promote them and whatnot. We have by far the best discount codes, deals and freebies than anywhere else that chalk is being promoted. So let me ask you this, Bronco. I'm psychically detecting that you're a guy. You know testosterone levels are down 50% in the last 50 years, right? If you're not actively trying to boost your testosterone and implementing things that boost your testosterone, it's like a 99% chance your testosterone levels are lower than where they should be. The plan is to basically get testosterone out of the male vessel because then it's much easier to control the population. Think of if everyone was like Braveheart. How would they be able to push this, that, and the other on the population? They wouldn't be able to. So they put chemicals in food and water supply to weaken you. So we're talking about the agenda, weather modification, Bill Gates, blah, 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 blah. But what does that all matter if you're chugging fluoride and eating GMOs? Like, we got to connect the body side of the mind, body, soul. It's not just all about a conspiracy. This is the difference, too. Like, some people literally just like, conspiracies, man, like Bush did 9/11, which is, not true. I would never chalk that whole operation up to one person. But, um, dude, I mean, the thing is that their biggest plan, their biggest goal, it's centered around making sure your pineal gland is calcified and that you're in a lowered state of consciousness. They give you distractions nonstop, dude. They give you distractions nonstop. Media, TV, movies, you can watch a million of them, a million in a row on Netflix. They want you distracted. They don't want you tuning into a live stream where there's not a bunch of moving, flashing lights and colors and editing. Instead, you're just like sitting, listening, being still. It's almost meditative. Meditating, you're sitting there, eyes closed, you're breathing. But then the opposite of that is like watching a high action packed movie. Your eyeballs are glued to the screen. You can't even fathom what you're freaking watching right now. It's just blowing your dopamine receptors out of your freaking head. So here is a spot where this is actually, I will say this is a meditative state. But yo, hold on a second. Did someone just get a stack? Because Chalk just said stack. I don't know if they're saying someone got a stack or like someone's about to get a stack. Let me double check. Did someone just order a freaking stack? If so, that means we have a single bag of chocolate powder left to give away. If holy crappers, yo, shout out to Butterdog. Is Butterdog on the live right now? By the way, shout out to Butter, man. Okay, so if you're on the fence, someone just ordered a stack, which means there is which means they just received a free $100 bag of the chocolate powder included in their order. It's not going to show up at checkout, so don't worry about that. It's getting physically placed into your box when it's shipped. So congratulations to who just got the free lit in their order. But don't worry about the free lit. The free lit is freaking awesome, but now we only have one left, and the discount code is 44life. So hurry up and apply that on your order to lock in this freebie. But forget about the freebie for a second. I'm talking about Shilajit, ashwagandha, and Irish moss, which is in the female stack, and Shilajit, Tongkat, and ashwagandha, which is in the male stack. Dude, shout out to Bronco. If you do a deep dive on the benefits of some of those superfoods, it is honestly mind-blowing that they never told us anything about these in school. You think school is about like making you, like bettering you, like increasing this, that, and the other, and like educating you, right? Do you think it could be important to educate the populace on natural things that grow in the wild that are extremely good for you and lengthen your lifespan and fertility and brain function? We shouldn't all have to take like a Chinese natural medicine course to know about like ginseng. It should be part and parcel. Really, we're an organic being living in what's supposed to be an organic world. You think they would tell us more about like organic living? But no, because it's not. There are not patriots in control, man. There are not. Um, there's some nefarious forces. Would you say that positive forces are in full control of humanity right now? Well, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Um, Shout out to apparently a bunch of other people are on the site right now, by the way. So make sure you put that discount code 44life. And Bruce Williams said, I can attest to the quality of chalk. 100% best high quality supplements out there, especially the Shilajit. Shout out to Bruce Williams, man. I wish you guys could have username faces, or do you have actually? Do you guys have? See, when I'm on Rumble Studio, it doesn't show your profile pictures, rather. But like, it's nice to connect a face to the good old name, eh? But anyway, shout out to all of you guys. Bruce William, like I'm picturing a guy named Bruce. Oh yeah, we got Will's face in here. Or is that a skeleton? Oh, there we go. Shout out to Kevin Hayes, man. Now, what I wanted to say is this: Poco Hotness said, Poco Hotness. Oh, I can picture it already. She said, I tried my cocoa powder, reviewed my vitality stack today, all the way in freezing Montreal. Ah, tabarnak, are you serious? All the way to Montreal. When did you get it, Poco Hotness? That's freaking awesome. Probably, I'm going to say 2 to 7 business days or something. Shout out to Poco Hotness, who just got her lit powder, which she got, I guess, on Black Friday on the special deal we were doing. And now she's loving it and reviewing it. Shout out to Poco Hotness. I'm going to take a dose of the ashwagandha and the tonkat right now. Guys, take it with me. If you have your chalk, like, let's synergize our consciousnesses here, man. Shout out to Poco Hotness, who just got her chalk today for the first time ever. Let's give her a freaking round of applause. Poco Hotness, you know, a lot of my family's from Montreal. Pierre Fons, I'd have to zoom into the map. Oh, I know all about Montreal, man. Beautiful spot. It's turning into a freaking a shitstorm over there, though. They got to turn that ship around, man. Montreal is like the closest thing you can get to Europe in Canada. And I don't mean geographically, like location-wise. I mean that old Montreal, you go there, it looks like Tartaria, man. 2 of my kiddos, 7 and 9, are watching with me. They're asking so many questions that I can hardly watch. Haha. Yo, shout out to JD. 2 of his kiddos, which, by the way, guys, JD has 5 children. 5. Shout out to JD's dear children. I'm not going to swear the rest of this live. I don't need to swear on the live. JD, I would say your full name, but I don't know it. But so that your kids know I'm talking to you. But they probably know your username is JD. So let them know that. I wonder what questions they're asking, man. Let me give them something shocking to think about. It's funny though, eh? When you have kids, JD, you're wondering like, how much do I tell them? Like, do I want them going to school and going to with their other friends and being like, like chemtrails are out today. You know what I mean? Like there's a line, I wonder, but you know what? In an ideal world, you don't really there's certain things you keep from them, like maybe not tell them about that island in the Caribbean or freaking what Monsters Inc. is really about. Like obviously use your discernment. You're not going to tell them some stuff that's like haunting. But stuff about like there's a guy who makes these children's books, like one about Jekyll Island and what happened on Jekyll Island that made it into the Federal Reserve today. It's like an entertaining children's story, but the moral is like how this banking system got set up, and now we're in a funny particular position in world history, And anyway, it's cool to see that. Now, the other thing that's interesting is the breaking, shocking news that was posted today. This scientist, his name is Judah Cohen. Okay, Cohen. And he says that apparently, and I don't think this is really going to happen. But he's talking about a 60-day time window starting soon of 60 days of snow, non-stop snow. And my thinking goes, hey, like when it snowed last winter, it was actually it became a little bit claustrophobic. I had to shovel my roof, which I never had to shovel my roof before. It's engineered trusses. It should hold the weight. But what happened was it snowed like 6 or 7 feet, and then it got warm. And that snow got freaking heavy. I was laying in bed. It was like midnight. And I start hearing like a creaking noise coming from the ceiling, which I have never heard in the 5 years I've been here. And I'm going, dude, there's like 10,000 pounds of snow on my roof right now. And I'm hearing creaking. So needless to say, I quickly got up at midnight. It was so warm, I didn't have to dress up, put on all this warm stuff. Like it was freaking hot out. The snow was melting. That's why it was so heavy. And I shoveled the roof at midnight. And it was shocking, man. And so my point is, though, is that when it starts snowing like inches per hour and like you're running out of places to put the snow, And if there's any kind of like emergency, God forbid, or the grid goes down, and for how many days, like you do want to have some type of bug out bag. If you have a clay pot, that's great. Have your clay pot and put a candle underneath it, and now you got like a freaking, you can heat a room with a clay pot with a candle underneath it, adequately ventilated and everything. That clay pot will get hot, and that emanates heat. So there's like a $2 freaking save your life tip, man. We would visit Point Claire twice a year. Oh, Point Claire, all Montreal, what they say, all saints and no sinners. Everything is Saint this, Saint Hubert. I mean, Saint. I don't know. My dad told me that one. Kevin Hayes says Monsters Inc. was about, yeah, exactly, Kevin. That is shocking. Kevin, are you driving a semi right now? Eva said, I have a few neighbors with the names Eva, and it is a great name. Took my ashwagandha with my chocolate and blue spirulina. Whoa, Eva is taking amazing superfoods in combination with one another. Shout out to Eva. So as promised, I guess before I go into how to make an argument about them spraying us with stuff, I should mention that as of right now, we have one more. Someone did get a stack. So congratulations to who got the male or female vitality stack at chalk.com with the code 44life. Dropped the price 44% off for life. You can cancel and modify your subscription at any time. And you're going to get a free bag of lit. We have one more bag of the chocolate powder left to give away. If you're on the fence, you never tried chalk before, go to chalk.com, apply that discount code on your subscription of a stack, and you'll get the free lit powder. And we're talking ashwagandha, Irish moss, a ton of superfoods, man. Lee Sung said, I took ashwagandha, Tomcat 100 daily, 7 wonders, and shilajit. Holy shitskis, dude. You're double dosing, quad dose. Shout out to Lee Sung, man. I mean, it's serious. One day, a long time ago, I was at the store, and I'm like, holy fuck, $2 for an avocado. And this was like years ago, this is like 2018. She goes, yeah, but would you rather have $2 or an avocado? And I go, oh, yeah, true. Like, I do want this avocado. Now I would go gladly back in time and buy a million avocados for fucking $2 because now they're more. But my point is, it's like it's an investment, dude. Superfoods, hormones. I'm so glad I started taking chalk 5 years or what are we at? Yeah, 6 years ago now. Because my pineal gland, my vibrational frequency, I've been detoxing this whole time that we've been inhaling all this crazy stuff, and I want other people to be able to detox too and feel those experiences, man. It's not a freaking. Obviously, it supports the stream, supports the, postings and everything, but like, there's a greater force here. We're talking frequency and vibration. I've tried the clay pot candle heater several times. You need a huge clay pot and many candles. Okay, true, Eva. I guess. I mean, I'm talking about using a clay pot to heat your house. Meanwhile, I have a gigantic wood stove and I have about 25 cords of freaking wood. But I'm thinking if someone, I don't want anyone to think you need 25 cords of wood in a gigantic fireplace to be able to heat your place. I mean, there is the other little, hack ways you can do it. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to announce we're live on Instagram. I'm going to let everyone know we're live. Make sure you put that, like, when I announce this, a bunch more people are going to come on the live, and I guarantee you that other bag of chocolate powder is going to get scooped up. So if you're on the fence, you haven't tried it yet, and then I'll tell you the truth about the trails and the chemtrails, and how to prove to someone that they're going on, okay? Okay, hold on a second. What was it again? The economic thing, the weather thing. Oh yeah, the fog. I'm telling you right now, with the title I'm about to make, there's going to be a lot of people in here in a second. And I'm going to eventually tell them we're giving away a free lit if they get a stack. So if you're on the site, which someone is, or several people are rather, get the freaking stack, man. It's about to get scooped up, that free lit. Okay. And that discount code works on a subscription, only works on subscriptions. You can cancel or modify it at any time. Just keep in mind the clinically studied benefits are based on consistent consumption. Okay. California. Toxic fog. 60% of my followers are from the US. A big percentage of those followers are from California. Lee Sung said your TikTok got banned. I know, Lee Sung. I know, dude. Those buggers. It's a freaking who owns TikTok now? Who is it again? It was China, but yeah, it doesn't really matter, dude. Dude, that TikTok with 70,000 followers was yeah, don't even tell them JD. Well, JD, that's what I'm wondering. Like my little one was like mentioned something and said the word, and I don't know if she thought if it was like a bad word or something, but she definitely understood that there's a negative connotation attached to this trail, right? And I'm like, I don't want her going over to grandma's talking about that. So I just kind of didn't pay any attention to it. That's the best thing you could do. But she's 7, so she's hearing what I'm saying and, and knows a lot more than a 3 or 4 year old. Yeah, do you really want to? Oh, it's he too. Yeah, I don't know if you want to tell your 7 year old right before bedtime. Well, son, the Illuminati likes to manipulate our DNA with nanobots and frequencies. And so this is part of like a several 100-year plan to try to control us. I mean, dude, I know. I know. What are you going to say? I mean, uh, you know what you could say? Oh, there you go. Look at Will. Will, you must be an uncle, dude. He pulled that one out quick. He goes, bad men making clouds. You know what? That's an all right. That's a fucking great. Look, JD is cracking up too. That's exactly what you should say to a 7 year old, maybe. Dude, that is too funny. Shout out to Will, man. Will, keep taking chalk, manifest your wife, and have your own little son to yourself, man, and you will be cracking him up. You'll be laughing his ass off at his funny dad. If you came up with that one that quick, hats off to Will, man. That was freaking great. Kara, don't bullshit me, because I will teleport there. Dude, it is a blizzard out. Look at the. Can you guys see behind me? Here, let's see if I can zoom in. And then I'm telling everyone about this. Hold on. Computing. How far can this camera zoom actually? Hold on a second here. Imagine this thing is like surveillance level camera view. No, it's getting pixelated. Is that as far as it goes? No. Look at it coming down, dude. Shout out to Elf Boy. Elf Boy, what's flapping, man? I'm just showing you guys that it's snowing like the dickens out. 118. That's good. Okay. Okay. Centered. Am I centered? There we go. Okay. Everyone pipe it down. I am. She's 3, almost 4. Dude, Will, I didn't know you have a little one. Are you serious, man? It's freaking awesome. Shout out to Will, man. Keep her going. Have more. I know that's kind of like, okay, hold on. California, toxic fog, envelopes or encompasses? Encompasses, no. Toxic fog, assault. Toxic fog penetrates. Toxic fog forces itself. See, we can have a good time, man, even if we're getting sprayed by radioactive isotopes. Like, come on, man. Oh, I did miss that, dude. I did miss that. He said, no, it's my niece. Okay, you're good, Will. No problem, man. California, toxic fog permeates. Toxic fog surrounds. How many people live in California? Like 36 million or some shit. Um, Fun in the Rockies, dude. That's what I did. The tree you're looking at behind me, I chopped down, and then it was too small and kind of looking like a Charlie Brown one. So then I brought this one to my office, and then I chopped another one down today. That's a little bit nicer. I know you got to pay for a tree sometimes, but you know what? You can also go to some crown land or public land and just kind of sneak in there. I mean, it's no big deal. I'm just kidding. That's not legal advice. Do not do that. Okay, everyone pipe it down. Toxic fog surrounds 20 million people. That's good enough. I'll say 30. 30 is a good number. Okay, so get ready for a surge, guys. Toxic fog. Oh, Kara. Toxic fog takes advantage. Oh man, Kara, you do got a good old sense of humor, don't you? It's funny, Kara. I've seen your username for so long. Like, I know a girl named Kara, so I'm picturing you like kind of looking like her, but I really don't have any idea. Where's freaking Selena, man? Shout out to fun in the Rockies too. I've been to the Rockies, man. My brothers lived there for years. Part of my DNA probably wishes to go out there, but it just rains too much, man. No, I'm just kidding. I love it there. Don't worry about the rain. Yeah, fun. Just don't get a try to get a uh pop I'll tell you the species of tree. The blue spruce gives a good smell, but it is extremely sharp. You got to get some gloves on, man. It will poke you. Sigmund Freud. Shout out to Sigmund Freud, man. That's a funny, great username. Okay, so listen, shout out to Sam. I'm careful pronouncing some of the names on here. You guys wouldn't believe I've had people comment that their last name was like, let's just say it was a prank to get me to say their name. And when you say it together, it says like a bad word. You know what I mean? Okay, guys, so we're live right now on Rumble discussing the shocking situation that's happening in California right now with this fog. Yo, that's a great one. This guy just said, when does your workout program start? Gains with Shane. Dude, that's awesome, man. I'm patenting that right now. Shout out to YRN. Dude, if you're cracking jokes like that and you just came out of off the cuff and you dropped that, that was hilarious. Come to Rumble right now. It's at the link in my bio, the Rumble live stream channel, because you're gonna crack other people up, dude. Toxic fog. I shouldn't have had so many devil days. Chill, dude. No, but there actually is a like 400-mile gigantic patch of fog that is like radioactive or something. Did you guys hear about that? And it's going through California. So we're talking about detox, and we're talking about. Shout out to Colin, by the way. Shout out to Colin Reich. Colin, what's going on, man? Gains with Colin. You can do it, man. Okay, so listen. This is actually serious. I know it's all fun and games. Like you're good, K Turn. I appreciate that, man. So we are live on Rumble discussing the toxic fog, the radioactive fog, what the possible agenda is that's going on with it. It's also snowing out significantly much. You can't see from there. Dude, it's freaking blizzarding. We're inside with a hot cocoa. The fire is stoked. It's minus 30 out and a blizzard. And shout out to Malachi, whoever that is. Um, okay, so come on, hang out, get cozy, get your PJs on, and sorry guys, we're just cracking up in the chat. But this is a serious discussion. Like, there's radioactive fog, we're inhaling it, it's toxic, it's all over the place. In California, dude, look at the title. California is under assault. You guys, in fact, you guys don't even know how much California is on the hit list for like many agendas, dude. Like, that is one of the key states that they want to mess with. 100%. Why do you think all the shit that's going on there? There's a plan to like dismantle, discombobulate California. Yes, I can cite my sources. Look, Morgs, I am the source of my sources. Don't worry about the source. I mean, I'm just kidding, but I mean, I include that in all my stuff all the time anyway. Peer-reviewed studies. I mean, Hippy Dippy said, is the Chad mode only for active people? Not at all, Hippy Dippy. I mostly just sit down and make videos all day and then sit down and go live all night. And I'm drinking Chad mode all freaking day. Blue spirulina detoxes heavy metals and phthalates, detoxes microplastics, atrazine, which reverses the gender of frogs. Mexico never even owned the land, man. Chad mode, the blue spirulina, super detoxing, and 150 milligrams of organic caffeine per scoop. They owned it for like 2 years. Didn't you know the history of California, dude? It was owned by the like Arawak or whatever. There's a whole story about it. It's not. I know that's probably someone's gonna be flustered by that, but it is true. Anyway, so Chad mode, super detoxing, and we might actually give one away on the live. So we're live on Rumble right now. It's at the link in my bio. I hope to see all you guys there. It's uncensored, free speech, free to download, free to watch, and free to join. Okay, so shout out to Morgs. Morgs, I actually will discuss more if you are inquiring about sources. Like I actually am about to go into the sources of how we know we're being sprayed with stuff, which is shocking. Drink Water said, I'm in Arizona. Planes were on overdrive today, headed Cali way more than normal. Probably spraying some stuff too, eh? And then Mrs. Talmud said, 150 milligrams of caffeine. This is a pre-workout too. Yes, so it's a pre-workout and energy drink in combined, organic caffeine and organic blue spirulina. And it has the Chad on it. Look how cool that is, man. This is like next level. Clean, pure, detoxing. It's a superfood. You'll freaking love it. And we might give one away on the live on Rumble. So come on over to Rumble. Hope to see you guys there. And much love, everyone. Stay frosty with this freaking crazy weather modification going on. Hold on a second. One sec. Okay, so shout out to Fun in the Rockies is freaking awesome. I hope you guys get snow because last I heard the West Coast was warm. Over here it's freezing cold. Um, and also now it's a gigantic blizzard. Hold on a sec, dude. They're saying um, that we're supposed to get, and northern United States are going to be getting like 2 to 4 inches of snow per hour, possibly for like 48 hours straight. This is what this guy, his name was Judah Cohen, and he's talking about like this is going to be the craziest winter we've ever seen. Maniac, I meant to say to you yesterday, by the way, or I was thinking about it last night after the live, but I love Maine, man. So shout out to Maniac. Um, then I wanted to mention too, to JD, he said, I just started working out a couple of weeks ago, let myself be lazy for a couple of years after leaving the military. Dude, we all go through cycles, man. Nothing wrong with that. I got the hell out of Central California. I left Cali and headed for Colorado, but the same geoengineering is overhead. Bro, what do you think about me when I go to freaking Cuba in 2016, thinking that maybe they're only spraying chemtrails above like North America? And they're spraying it in Cuba. And then I went to Mexico, same thing, spraying it all over the place, dude. It's freaking shocking. So it's a global plan, 100%. It's a global plan, and all the countries are in on it. Just like how we every country agreed to lockdown, every country agreed to the Antarctic Treaty. I mean, it's freaking crazy. So just so you guys know, if anyone ever inquires to you about why you would possibly think that we're being sprayed with anything in the sky right now or daily, here's a couple things you can put together that someone who isn't fully calcified and has a logical brain function should understand this. There's 500 weather modification patents on Google that you can look at, dating back from the early 1900s to steer hurricanes, create floods, create droughts, make it rain, make it stop raining, make it snow, make it really cold, make it really hot, stop rainfall for years on end. Why do you think California and Texas went through the relative drought for like 8 years and a severe drought for many years? They say it was climate change. Yo, legit said, what happened to your TikTok? Bro, did you come from TikTok? Let me know if you did. Because, guys, TikTok is so funny. I made a TikTok account to make videos because their editing thing works well. And within like 3 weeks, I had 70,000 followers. Freaking rights. Boom, deleted. It was like the first strike. They deleted it. The freaking buggers, man. So I'm on a new one. First video I post, it's like 500,000 views. Like the algorithm over there is kind of funny. Like it works good, but they're super sensitive. You can't talk about chemtrails on there at all. Like they hate chemtrails on TikTok. It's shocking, man. So don't talk about that on there. But anyways, it got deleted legit. But I'm on a new one. Just type in, what is it now? Shane Vibes. Hold on. If you want to follow me on TikTok, but really just follow me on Instagram because that's not getting deleted. And yeah, it's Shane.vibes now. But I post all the TikTok stuff. I post to Instagram, so it's all good. You won't miss a beat, man. But anyways, what I wanted to say is, so there's 500 weather modification patents. Here's a question: would corporations spend billions of dollars over almost 100 years developing a technology that they weren't intending on using? That's the question. Second thing, there is weather modification treaties between basically, from my understanding, pretty much all countries. On the Government of Canada's website, you can type in weather modification treaties, and it will take you to a page with a treaty between Canada and the United States in regards to weather modification. So why would that treaty be there if they don't modify the weather? And then you may be thinking, well, then okay, they might modify the weather, but like they don't spray chemtrails. That's how it works. That's how they modify the weather. They put the HARP stations, HAARP, HARP, giant arrays of antennas that beam trillions of watts of frequency into the atmosphere, ionosphere, whatever. And when they spray chemtrails up there, in the chemtrails, it's not just chemicals, it's heavy metals that interact with frequencies. And they can use the frequencies from the freaking HARP stations to move clouds around because they're saturated with conductive metals. It's actually ingenious. Like it's quite, it's a smarty pants thing to do. And that's how they do it. So, yes, they're spraying. Also, you can see chemtrails. So, it's one of those conspiracies that you can actually see with your own eyeballs rather than like in your head, you just kind of think like this thing could be going on. Condensation is supposed to dissipate, not turn the sky into a white haze. So, it's shocking, man. Now, the other thing, can you call them geoengineering trails? Perhaps, or I don't even think I use the keyword chemtrails. I try to avoid that word on social media in general because it used to get like on YouTube, if you say chemtrails, a thing pops up on the bottom of your video. It says, for more information about this conspiracy theory, go to Wikipedia. It's so transparent how obvious they are trying to cover their freaking tracks, man. Um, so it's just shocking. TikTok got bought by Larry Ellison, so they probably don't want you to know about their global agenda. That's probably true, Kevin. That's probably true, man. 100%. And then Kevin said, you're blowing up on IG Reels right now, too. Shout out to Kevin Johnson, man. Kevin Johnson, I'm getting mixed up with Kevin Hayes. We got two Kevins. Kevin, guys, if you ever want to get into a party, you just walk in and say this. Oh, I'm friends with Kevin. You'll get into that fucking party, dude. There will be a Kevin at that party, or the person you're talking to knows a Kevin who should be somehow associated with the party. You could probably do that anywhere. Walk into any building and just say a con. I know Kevin, man, and they'll let you right in. I've done that, man. But anyway, shout out to Kevin, man. He's probably cracking up, dude. So yeah, they're spraying us, and there's this crazy fog in California covering 400 miles squared. That they're calling it a radioactive fog. And we're talking about like isotopes. Like we're talking about what happened in St. Louis, Missouri in the early 1900s when they sprayed thousands of people with, or maybe tens of thousands, with radioactive isotopes to see what would happen. And that's like totally confirmed. That's not even a theory. Then we have the fact that at this very moment, the EPA just approved pesticides that have PFOAs in them. So listen to this for a second. PFOAs are forever chemicals, which are already toxic as hell. Non-stick pans, PFOAs, they're toxic. There's all these other PFOAs are in a bunch of shit. Non-stick, rain X. That's already horrible. Then we have glyphosate and atrazine, which are the most toxic herbicides and pesticides in North America, which they're spraying all over the place, including on the sides of our highways, which really pisses me off. But that's a fraction compared to how much they spray into the food supply, of course, into the crops. So the EPA, and get this, shut up and listen for a second. The Environmental Protection Agency just approved pesticides that have PFOAs in them for the first time. The Environmental Protection Agency. Do you see how this is like, do you think that's a coincidence or kind of like a willy-nilly thing? It's an intentional plan, man. It's absolutely shocking. So specifically, I wanted to mention before we do the next IG live shout out, we're giving away one more bag of the chocolate powder on tonight's live. That's the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia that I'm drinking right now. Hot cup of cocoa on a blizzard night. I do love winter, man. I mean, fuck. Hot cup of cocoa, delicious organic raw milk. So in the chocolate, it's organic heirloom cacao, organic Ceylon cinnamon, organic vanilla bean powder, organic lucuma and camu camu extract, which are extremely high in vitamin C. It's freaking delicious. It emulsifies perfectly into hot water, cold milk. Put it in a smoothie. You can make brownies with it. It's freaking amazing. We're giving away one more of these. Oh, also, it has so many antioxidants. It binds to free radicals and is believed to decalcify the pineal gland. So we're giving away one more of these on tonight's live. The way the deal works is it is first come, first serve, and it is also the number one supplement for men and women at chalk.com is the hot water purified shilajit, which is a hormone optimizer. It's a fertility booster. It increases brain function and energy levels. It rebuilds your DNA because it's got so many minerals in it, which minerals are frequencies of light, and your DNA is light codes. So they work part and parcel. And today, even if you're eating 100% organically, shout out to Butterdog, you're getting less than 10% of the full matrix of minerals. So, like, that needs to be hammered home, man. That's not an exaggeration. If you eat 100% organically, you're getting less than 10% of the minerals you're supposed to be getting every single day, which is shocking. So Shilajit is number one supplement for men and women. The way the deal works is the website is chalk.com. Quickly click that link so you get bumped first in line so you can hold your slot to get the free lit. Now, the coupon code that I put next to that is 44life. That gives a 44% off lifetime discount on any subscription or bundle, which you can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. And automatically, if you are the next person to get a male or female vitality stack with that code, that drops the price to less than $2 a day, and you will get a $100 bag of the lid powder. In the male and female stack is the organic ashwagandha, which is clinically studied to boost melatonin production, so you get 1,000 times better sleep while you're taking it. And it's a fertility booster and a hormone optimizer. So if you're getting the ashwagandha, you're going to notice a massive difference in your sleep quality and your energy levels because you're getting a better sleep. And your DNA, because when you're sleeping properly, you have more restorative and rejuvenative sleep. So it's freaking amazing. That's in the male and female stack. And then the one in the male stack that's amazing is the Tongkat 100, which has 100 to 1 extract of wild-crafted Tongkat Ali from Malaysia. It boosts free testosterone 87% in 21 days. It's a hormone optimizer, and it increases muscle mass, muscle endurance, and muscle recovery. It's freaking amazing. And then don't even get me started about the Irish moss that's in the female stack. Basecamp said, I ordered the ashwagandha for sleep. Do I take it in the AM or right before bedtime? Good question, Basecamp. First thing, congratulations. Second thing, I just want to paste that again so you guys see the website is chalk.com and the coupon code is 44life. The ashwagandha, I take it really, what they say is you can take it at any time of day, but herbalists will say take it in the morning. It's not like, because ashwagandha, it doesn't contain melatonin. It's not that you take it and then you get sleepy. It contains compounds that support your body's ability to produce your own hormones, including melatonin, in conjunction with your circadian rhythm. So in other words, you're not going to take ashwagandha and then get tired midday. It calibrates it to your circadian rhythm. So the sun goes down, starts getting dark, melatonin starts going. But it's interesting because you do have a lot more energy even later into the night because, again, we're getting that rejuvenative and restorative sleep again, you know? Fun in the Rockies says, hopefully this crazy snow happens because I'm ready to rip the mountain up. Just waxed the boards up. Bracken Ridge and Keystone are around the corner if you want to visit and shred. Dude, shout out to Fun in the Rockies. Hold on. Fun in the Rockies. Are you Oscar, dude? Let me know, because I was just talking to my brother's friend, my plural, both of my brother's friend in BC. Oh, no, you're in Colorado. Okay, you're good, man. Your name could be Oscar, though. But shout out to Colorado, man. Beautiful spot. They got to keep that spirit of Texas in them, though. They got to keep that freedom-oriented spirit. Otherwise, it'll turn into, I don't even want to know what I could think of it could turn into if they don't keep their freedom orientation, you know. Sonny said, this fog goes the entire length of the valley from Reading down to Bakersfield, 400 miles. Yeah, what the hell's the fog? Oh, I forgot. In that valley is like a bajillion different food products. I wonder if there'll be some outbreak of something on peaches and oranges and all the other stuff they're freaking growing there. It is shocking, dude. It is absolutely shocking. Swing, I didn't yet. I gotta get the link from Sunny. She sent it to she texted it to me. I gotta watch it after this live. Is it shocking or what? Um the other thing though that's interesting is that when you're talking, let's say you're taking the Chad mode, right? And for someone who just joined and is on the site, you got to check out the Chad mode because it's got the organic blue spirulina, which is extremely detoxifying, and it has the organic caffeine that's cold water extracted from green coffee beans. So it's a natural energy drink. It's a pre-workout. It's a freaking superfood, and you'll absolutely love it. And it also takes forever chemicals out of you. But what I'm getting at is if you're taking the Shilajit, the Lit, the Irish Moss, the Chad mode, you're not really like I do not at all concern myself with the chemtrails being sprayed. I'm like, dude, I'm doing everything I can. Like, what am I supposed to do? Wear a gas mask? Like, I think we're in the right spot. As long as we're fueling ourselves with more and more nutrients every day and these compounds that boost our system, we should be good to go. What about all the food that's not going to grow and then they're going to have Bill Gates fake ass food supplement? Yeah. Yeah, will. They probably will. I shouldn't even laugh. Yeah, that's probably the plan, man. Well, Monsanto's GMOs are supposed to be patented sunlight deprivation resistant and aluminum resistant. So that would actually make sense that they would dim the sun for a long time. Like, is there still a pretty good growing season in? Is there still a pretty good growing season in California in like the winter? It doesn't really get cold there, does it? Sorry, I know it does go get a bit cold because someone was saying it going into the 40s there, but um, yeah, I wonder like it should still grow pretty much year round. My understanding. Swing, I got to check that out, dude. No, Will, I mean, the cat's out of the bag with the trails, man. People are waking up big time to the trails. They're not going to be able to hide it for much longer. I think the cat is fully out of the bag. Apparently, a bunch of people are on the site right now, by the way. If you are on the site right now, chalk.com, make sure you apply that discount code 44life. Do not pay full price when they're running that. And again, if you're the next person to get a male or female stack, you're getting the free lit powder included. Yeah, that makes sense. Fun in the Rockies. Oh yeah, you were in California, so you fled California. So dude, you're one of the people who left California, but you didn't go to Florida, which is interesting. And I can see both ways. Like I know Swing loves Florida. I would love the heck out of Florida, man. I was looking at Florida the other day, going, "Psst." Yo, Swing. By the way, if we do a roadie to Florida in like an RV or a trailer or something, we'll chill if you want, man. I'd love to chill, man. But anyways, the other thing I wanted to say is that California is having like an exodus. But you know what's crazy is that they say it's because of Newsom, but he is just a puppet fulfilling the agendas that are about disrupting California's flow, man. Many people believe California, and Sonny lived through this time, by the way. Sonny lived in California in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And she's still living there now. So she lived there since when she was born. And bro, I know a lot of people who are in their 60s and 70s, including one of my neighbors, who is like looking at her uh like nieces and nephews and going and says to me, she's like, I honestly think, and I hate to say it, but like the best time to live in this world. This is what she said. And I think this, but she's saying, look, like we lived through the best time ever. And now we have iPad kids, the food supplies messed up, politics. The people used to kind of be more chill about politics. Now it's like so polarizing, right? I think the brightest and greatest days are ahead, 100%. But I do wonder how far it's going to go before we get there. Uh, but you can imagine California in like the 80s, dude. You're chilling, man. You got your freaking, let's think of an old car like Camaro or something. You're zipping around. You got an old Chevy Lavelle. You got what's it called? A Corvair. Having you can get a pack of cigarettes and there's actually just tobacco in it. You have a Coca Cola and it's sweetened with cane sugar, or you know, you go to the drive-in. I mean, I could just vicariously live through it, but I actually do, because I never lived through that. I don't have nostalgia for it, but I do have nostalgia looking at the '90s, the shit that we were doing in the '90s, man. GameCube, freaking outside snowmobiling. I mean, we still snowmobile, but you know what I mean. Very interesting. I'm from Florida, and it's getting too expensive for me to live there. I fled to Kentucky in the country and love it, and live it. Probably, eh? Wow. My 9-year-old son saw a plane today and asked if it was a chemtrail plane. The trail only lasted a few seconds. I had the opportunity to show her the difference between a condensation trail and a chemtrail. See, it's a funny thing because it's like you want to tell them, you should tell them, they should know the truth. I think you did the right thing, man. Yeah, everyone should know from at least, dude. If you're telling them this now, they're not like 30 going, what? Like, you think they would spray us with anything? They're like, yeah, yeah. My dad told me all about that, dude. I love hearing people's stories saying, my parents were telling me years ago, when I was 12, that like the UN, you got to watch out for the United Nations World Police Force. They're going to try to, you know, for example, we were dealing with my late father-in-law's bus, which was full of his life's collections. And in it, we found lots of stuff. One of the things we found was like a box with a bunch of papers. And dude, in the 1990s, he was printing off like speeches from David Icke about like fluoride. And this was in the 90s. And then he was talking about um what should I call it? Yeah, the UN thing. He had a UN flag, like kind of funnily thinking that if you have a UN flag, you could like fly it if they try to invade, and they think like, it's like a false flag, right? Like, and but anyways, so shocking. The other thing he had though was it's a long story, but basically he was able to acquire a Freemason who was in his family, so not necessarily mine, not, because I know some people like, I've been accused of being all kinds of crazy stuff, man, because I have an Instagram account. It's like, are you a Freemason? Like, are you one of the establishment, man? If I was, I mean, they deleted me, so why? But anyways, my point is that like a Freemasonic apron, the whole shebang, like some cool stuff, man. Cool stuff that was collected over the lifespan. But why am I bringing that up again? Because oh yeah, being the dad or the crazy uncle or whatever who speaks his freaking mind and tells his kids, tells his fam jam, tells the people around him that yeah, this shit is going on, and you may not, you may have more to learn about it. 100%. So no, it is cool for sure. I want to go to Arizona or Florida, but I like coconut water, so probably Florida. Coconut water will, I think, extend your lifespan for sure. That is hilarious, JD. Yeah, what do you do, eh? You're not gonna lie. You got to tell them the truth for sure. Well, Eva, here's the thing. I know everyone loves, and it is funny to roast like Bill Gates and George Soros and stuff, but um, honestly, like, I don't really put that much energy into thinking like they need to be rid of, because I think that they are the puppets, the face to an agenda, but they're not behind the agenda. I think that it's much more controlled than some people think. I think that it's a like it's orchestrated beyond what many would consider. And so I don't necessarily think that even if they were gone or whatever, that the agenda would just stop. I think that they're like a talking head or something of the sort, to where they're not really where we should be focusing our energy. But I'm not saying like you shouldn't. Yeah, like I can be with like, yeah, fuck Bill Gates, but But well, when he comes out and says we got to lower the population by all this percentage, I'm like, well, hold on a second. Are you going to start? Like, who's starting the lowering of the population? You know, it's freaking crazy. Hold on a sec. Yes, exactly, Eva. And not to mention, if they are free from so much programming like now, imagine how much more room there is in their freaking brains to expand their consciousness even more when they're older. Like imagine how ahead we would be, although we're exactly where we're meant to be right now. But could you imagine the advancements we'd be at if we didn't have like 30 years of brain, I'm speaking for myself, but you know, 20 some odd years of total brainwashing and programming. It would be otherworldly, you could say. That's right, Eva, 100%. I've only come full circle to that, Eva, in like the last literally like 6 months. And I don't even consider it a religion. I consider it the truth, to be honest. And I think that when um, the world record freaking IQ holder, and well, he comes out and he says, Christ is king, right? And that's a true story, man. And in the oldest Asian alphabet, the oldest Asian letters, I saw a video of a guy today showing how it actually depicts like Noah's Ark. Um, it's a whole thing, but anyway, it's legit. That whole story happened, and yet there was an ark, and they even found that ark on Mount Ararat too, which is shocking that people still think it's like a theory or whatever. But they found the freaking ark, man. They fully did, and also on top of that, not only they find the ark, they found freaking giant bones around it, which it was said to begin with that there was giants that helped build it. And then we have a situation where they find bones of like a thumb bone that's like gigantic, like 4 or 6 times the size of our thumb bone, whatever it's called, that thumb bone. And so, it's very interesting because the other crazy part is that the giant thing, if you actually go and look at any old fairy tale, which I hadn't read fairy tales for a while, and I've been reading a bunch of them to my little one, and dude, you know how many fairy tales are about freaking giants? Uh, like it is no joke, man. Apologetic Canada, Westhoff. No, that sounds, dude, Maniac. That sounds freaking. Tell me about it, man. I'd love to research it. What is the like? What is the thesis? And does it have peer-reviewed studies? Some girl asked me that on the live a second ago. I'm like, dude, what the hell are you asking about? You're not going to get a peer-reviewed study by the establishment that implicates them on doing some heinous thing. You know what I mean? Like, obviously. It's a naive thing, though. People do have a bit of a naivety around it. And that comes by way. I honestly think, yeah, it's a little bit of the fluoride, man. Fluoride is like docile, it dumbs you down, it lowers IQ. They already confirmed and proved that. Um, Light wins over darkness, yeah, 100%. There's no other way to slice it, man. And also, I will say though, I think that there's something to be said for um, when you when you take action and make sure that you're cleansing and detoxing the vessel which you were created to have, and then your soul was put into when you were born, or maybe even before you were born. We'll have to talk about that. But you know what I mean? Yeah, there's something that happens when I'm talking about when you're detoxing, when you're taking superfoods, when you're decalcifying your pineal gland. Like that is like honoring the thing that you were given in this life. You know what I mean? Which a lot of people don't. They actually, some would say they dishonor it. Jesus is King says, "Yup, I would expect your username to concur with that sentiment." Um, but you know what I mean? So there's something to be said for people who take care of their vessels. And I'm not talking about working out but drinking fluoride, eating GMOs. I mean like the spiritual side of things. When you're aware that you're much more powerful than you may think, but you're aware of it and you're taking steps to ensure that you're not basically like a guinea pig, is what I see it as, is how they want us, you know? So it's shocking. Oh, wow, Maniac. Okay, that's cool. So interesting. And what do you think about Joe Rogan, Maniac? But guys, just so you know, Chalk just texted me, or rather WhatsApped me, and apparently someone else just got a performance stack. Holy crappers, dude. Someone just got a performance stack, which is the Tongkat Ali, the Chad mode. So I'll show you what it is actually. The Tongkat, the Chad mode, and the Action 2.0. Someone just ordered the full-blown stack. So congratulations to who just got the stack. Because they got a stack and they used the code 44life, they get a lifetime 44% off discount, which they can cancel or modify at any time. And they're getting the free lit. And I guess that means we're supposed to be done on the lit, but let me just see. Hold on. Let's see if we can do another free lit. I'm going to say that we probably can extend it to one more person. So if anyone's on the fence, they're on the site, chalk.com, they want a bunch of superfoods, they want to decalcify their pineal gland, we can extend the free lit to you guys for the next person, which means all you got to do is add a male or female vitality stack to your cart, apply the discount code 44life to unlock that lifetime discount. And then once you place your order, automatically, and you don't even have to do anything, it does it. It's going to be physically placed into your package. You're not going to see the chocolate powder on your order, but it's going to be physically placed into your box upon shipping. And so that is the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia. Super detoxing, delicious. And what they found too, by the way, is that cacao, listen to this, it stimulates tryptophan, right? Tryptophan and serotonin are your bliss chemicals. Bliss chemicals, what happens with that is you feel blissful. And most people kind of live their lives in fight or flight. They don't feel the bliss chemicals, they don't get tryptophan. But organic heirloom cacao stimulates the production of tryptophan. So it's freaking amazing. Shout out to Butterdog, by the way. Shout out to Butterdog if you're listening, man. Shout out to Butter. If you guys don't know the lore of Butterdog, you'd be shocked, man. The guy built different, man, as we speak. Is Lou still on here? And is Kara Chalk still on here? Shout out to Kara. I wanted to mention, too, what's interesting is there's a dichotomy going on where people seem to think, seemingly, that when you are interested in a clean diet, that it's like snobbish, right? And I agree. There's probably people who are like, oh, I got my like organic green smoothie, like, but that's kind of cringy to think that it's poshful to act like that. It's called making sure that your system is at its peak, man. You know. And I always thought, dude, I don't know what it was when I first heard about like GMOs. Um, I just didn't like the idea of my DNA and it being like a bit of an experiment. Do you know what I mean? Like I didn't like the idea um, that they were doing something that was going to affect the future generations, you know, um, like and affect your DNA and like your sperm and everything, right? So and that it's not like when I first heard it, I was like, dude, does that mean that um, it's not something you can just kind of detox out of you? Like you can now I've come full circle to kind of understand that you can rejuvenate and restore your DNA. It's not permanent, but I will say that it does have an effect. It's the intended effect is that over time your like fertility is impacted and your DNA, and it's like it's built like that. They make it like that intentionally. The genetically modified food, if you are what you eat and you eat GMOs, that's going to do something to your DNA, right? What's your opinion on eating raw meat, dude? I think raw meat is freaking great, dude. I don't often eat it, but I should. Um, so that's, am I practicing what I preach? I don't know, but I think raw meat is said to be, apparently you digest it a lot like easier, better, and faster because it still has the enzymes. I think like every ancient culture pretty much always loved raw meat, so there's obviously something to it. Um, but yeah, anyway, no, I think it's freaking awesome. Rogan is on a journey. He is honest. He's honest. Where is he? He's honest and generally curious, but and a skeptical guy. At the end of the day, a comedian with a podcast. But I enjoy some of his shows. Yeah, dude, I can enjoy some. I've to be honest, I have nothing against like Rogan per se. I'm not going to say someone like that is 100% controlled opposition. I'm sure he knows that like if he said something too crazy though, like he could get in big shit, and I'm sure he selects his guests like accordingly. But I don't think he's necessarily like up there with like Bill Gates or anything like that. But I haven't actually watched any one of his podcasts ever, but I've obviously seen clips from them. Um, Made a new barista blend with lit. Oh, wow. Guys, look at Patty Mayonnaise's recipe that she just made. Grated raw ginger, oil of cardamom, 1 drop, raw goat milk cream, and pinches of sea salt. Where do you get your raw goat milk, Patty? Because that sounds freaking wonderful. I think you were the one, Patty. Yesterday I said, I don't know that people should be, or sorry, a couple people said that goat's milk, like, it's just kind of goaty. But according to many, that's not the case. If they're on good, healthy, yummy grass, like they don't get that goaty taste. It's not gamey, but you know what I mean. So that's good to know. I figured. I mean, people have been doing goat milk for so long. Surely it wasn't gross. But you know, anyway, very interesting. And raw milk. You asked my opinion on raw meat. What about raw milk, dude? Why are they trying to ban it? You can get cinnamon toast crunch flavored freaking whatchamacallit, bacon, but you can't get but they want to ban um raw milk. Like it doesn't quite check out, you know what I mean? There's obviously something going on there. So it's for our safety, of course, but I do wonder about it. Oh, that's wrong. Here we go. Oh damn, really, eh? Well, Sonny, you know what it is? So Sonny just said like a friend just visited her and loved his Red Bulls and his Coca-Colas. He had no interest in any of my chalk, and his view was, well, it hasn't hurt me yet. I thought, just give it time. Well, you know what, Sonny, to be honest, like, okay, if you had like a Coca-Cola once in a while, whatever, but it does its damage, like, as we speak. Like, it has reduced one's brain function. Like, we're talking toxins and chemicals, and the low dose toxins accumulation of them is really the damage. The damage isn't you have Coca Cola and you have a heart attack that day, you know? Like that's just a little bit naive that people kind of seemingly put together that. And it's just not the case, you know? So, yeah, it's a low dose poison and it accumulates as well. And yeah, people do naively think they're not like gimped by it at this very second that it's not accumulating. But yeah, I mean, we're talking, dude, just the high fructose corn syrup alone is like shocking because apparently, and this was what's her name, Texas Food Systems. You guys remember her? She came out and said that high fructose corn syrup has been proven to have an insane amount of lead in it, and so it's like super leaded out, and that's one of the worst parts about it. Other than that, it gimps your taste receptors. You don't even nothing tastes sweet if you've had nothing tastes sweet if you've had freaking high fructose corn syrup. It's just so ridiculously sweet that no one can even know what they're doing with it. Um, but anyways, it's very freaking interesting. Man. I love it. A farm stand. Wow, that's awesome, Sonny. See, more people, yeah, you support your local farmer that way. We only drink raw milk here. Wow, in Maine too. It's freaking awesome. You got to do it, man. Well, I mean, there's a farmer there waiting to give a good product, and then there's the factory farms that are forced to sell that stuff. They're kind of locked into a contract, and who do you want to support? Shocking. Yeah, Maniac, your another friend from Maine wants to know where you get your freaking raw milk, man. I know the links. You got to be somewhat like sometimes you got to be on the hush hush about it. Other times not. It depends what state, really. Sometimes it depends what state. Well, most of the time, I would say, like if it's illegal. But it's never. I don't think it's ever been illegal to possess. It's about selling it. Because every single person who buys raw milk from a guy who has a farm, that's like, and he buys it all year, obviously, like we're talking thousands of dollars over the year that these major corporations are losing out on per family. And that adds up, dude. The shareholders, I mean, you name it. So that would be why there's a plan for that. Um, the other thing was, you guys hear about apparently Schrothschild, if you know who I'm talking about, never spoken, only spoken public like twice. And one of the times was about some policy, and the other time was about the importance of milk pasteurization. Okay, we're talking like the dynasty families, the that own all the banks and everything. Never speak. They're basically royalty, and the one time they speak, or up two times they speak, it's about freaking the importance of pasteurizing milk. So you got to wonder what the angle is there. You know, it's obvious. I don't try to educate people on. Yeah, they're too well. I mean, Sonny, not to, but it's true. I mean, what are you gonna do if they like their fluoride? And what it does, is it makes them, of course, docile, and that makes them then hard to get through to, which many people think has been part of the plan since the get-go, is make people hard to get through, make people stuck in their ways. You know, so it's like it's a devious plot. Like we will dumb them down, and they will not even wonder or question at all what's going on because they won't even think of it. And you want to be comfortable. You don't want to think that something strange is going on. You know, you'll be set in your ways. Like neuroplasticity, that's where your brain's supposed to be able to like consider new things, right? And for a lot of folks, that is not happening too often. Thinking, like that. So it's very interesting, and it's part of this whole reality that we got born into here, which is awesome. But it's very strange because it's a process that we don't know the full. I mean, I know that good will prevail because, like I said the other day, I don't know that I incarnated and had all these beautiful experiences and whatnot, all to just in the end be like merged with AI and be completely, gimped by it. Like I just don't see that happening. I know we're going to win 100%. Or as Kate says, we have already won. That's kind of the way you got to put it, is that we've already won. So I think we're there, and I think that we're actually witnessing like the what it looks like to win. It's a process. It's not instant, right? And so we're witnessing what happens with the awakening and what people are how they're reacting to these things going on. And there's a million distractions every day to keep people from really calibrating or realizing how far they've come and what else is going on, But it's a funny thing, man. It is. And the other cool part too is that there's no really like what's right or wrong other than one's the way one considers it to be. Like it's all perspective, Shout out to Asher who's drinking a lit right now, dude. I just finished mine. Actually, I got one big sip left. The last sip of the lit is the freaking best, man, because you got the chunks in it. It's chunky, right? And that's the part where you're getting the last dose of, I don't know if the antioxidants float to the bottom or if they're in the actual, like if it's like a tea almost. But dude, there's something about chugging that lit, especially, I told you guys this before, but if you're on an empty stomach, it's the morning, you haven't ate anything yet, and you have a chocolate powder, you absolutely feel the tryptophan, dopamine, serotonin, whatever it is, it freaking hits, man. And you feel these like your head getting lighter is what it feels like, to be honest. And it is something else, man. The lit is something else. Shout out to Patty Mayonnaise winning. Exactly. 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 We also have what I saw yesterday. I made a post on it, and then I couldn't believe that it was like confirmed. It actually was confirmed. We have uh, a friend of mine told me, do you know how often we have children's clothing in stores that is either dinosaurs, uh, space, or Disney? It's like the most popular clothing and children's apparel and toys and everything always has to do with dinosaurs, space, and Disney. So I go to freaking Staples to get something. And in the toy aisle, which has some like, you can draw and stuff, like there's different drawing stuff, markers and everything. Sure enough, it's Disney all over one shelf. The next shelf is dinosaurs. Like you can dig dinosaurs out of a freaking uh, clay or whatever it is. And then the other one was astronaut stuff. And I'm thinking, dude, it's confirmed. And if you know anything about, you know, conditioning someone since birth, that would be a good way to do it. All three of those things. Let's forget about Disney for a second. But dinosaurs and space, again, is it totally in contravention to. And in fact, some people believe that those two things, this is going to sound far out, but were manufactured to help sell the idea of like Darwinism and that we came from a explosion and that we evolved. I replaced coffee with some warm lit powder in the morning. Cheers to Ozo Kai. It feels incredibly refreshing and shifts the mood of my entire day. No more crash or icky, jittery feeling from moldy coffee. Dude, I didn't know moldy coffee was such a problem until recently, man. Like, apparently that's the biggest thing with coffee is the mold. I would say maybe it's worse though that there's a billion pesticides on it if it's not organic. But yeah, no kidding, dude. He said, no wonder the ancients considered cacao a food of the gods. Do that and like honey, maple syrup. I think they must have thought that too because it's so freaking good. And there's a couple food of the gods, man. I would say that Shilajit has to be up there too, just based on its destroyer of weakness and everything. And the stories of how they found it was shocking. Rebel Flower said that isn't that far out. Well, what I mean is, I'm basically insinuating that, or I'm basically saying, I am saying that space and dinosaurs were manufactured to create a story that's diametrically opposed to the creation story in Genesis, which is that God made the earth and put a firmament on it. And there's no planets and space travel and hyperspace and all that. And that we're actually in a realm that was created by a God and that, yada, yada. Whereas dinosaurs in space are billions of years old, billions of light years away. We're on a rock flying around in space. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, for the average person, that's far out. But for you guys, perhaps not. I mean, it makes you wonder, man. Um, Destroyer of weakness. That's right. Ozokai, isn't it crazy that Putin, I guess before his time a little bit, was get this, um, going and so the Russian, like I guess it was the Soviets, secretly studied like classified documents came out declassified, I guess now. They were studying Shilajit for its benefits to help with combat fatigue, to reduce, I shouldn't say reduce, let's just say boost morale, increase energy in the field when they're doing like operations, and increase memory and cognition. So if word gets up to the higher, like brass basically, and they decide to allocate millions and millions of dollars to study this thing, we're talking about something that has some validation to it. It's been validated. It is an absolute superfood. But you know what's funny? I still see comments sometimes of people saying, um, Shilajit, like it's a rock, like you can't consume it, like blah blah blah. And that's fine that they may think that, but if they actually look at the clinical studies, the lab tests, the third party verifications, like clearly it is good for you. And clearly, it does your body good and can be assimilated. Because people have even done like mineral composition tests of their body and found that yes, taking Shilajit boosts your mineral composition massively. I mean, there's a bajillion bioavailable minerals in it. Shout out to Demi who said, "Thank you for the lit. It's so damn good. I'm so glad you love it, Demi." I'm not joking, man. The lit, much like Butterdog, is built different. I mean, we're talking organic and heirloom, and that usually is an absolute rarity. You get maybe organic, rarely you'll get heirloom, but to get both organic heirloom cacao certified, both of them, and heavy metal tested, because you got to test cacao for heavy metals. It's got a bunch of, you got to watch out for it. It is freaking shocking. So I guess Chalk did confirm we're doing one more free lit on the live. So if you've never taken a bunch of superfoods before or gotten this insane of a discount on them, go to chalk.com, add the male or female or the performance stack to your cart. Apply the discount code 44life. You get a lifetime 44% off discount, which you can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. And automatically, you're going to get a $100 bag of lit included in your order for the next one. And we're shutting down the deal. Basically, it's the last call. Um, isn't it like that's exactly right. Ozokai, he said, isn't it like a resin that the mountains ooze out? It is, dude. It is. So I guess the going theory, or what they say it is that shilajit is an herbo mineral compound. So it's basically ancient plants and minerals that have fused together over time, and it makes this interesting compound. But because we're also here always like questioning, um, like the official story of the Earth and all that, I wonder if it's like the Earth's consciousness emitting some high vibrational compound. Like, who knows if it's, I don't know if there's ancient plant. I should know. I know that there's a ton of compounds in it, fulvic and humic acid, which are extremely good for your DNA and your hormones and all that and your memory. But I do wonder, like, has it been tested that there's actually plant materials in it that have like decomposed, and that's what helps to like make the humic acid? I should know that, but I don't. So I do wonder, maybe it's like ancient dragon blood or something. Who knows? But it's super freaking good for you. And it's like people who are wondering if pink salt is giant like muscle fibers. If you look in a pink salt mine, it does look like fibers of like tissue from far away, but not everything that looks like something is something. But there's a whole theory that pink salt is, because here's the thing. Listen to this. This is why people think pink salt is ancient giant muscle tissue of the ancient giants. Pink salt is found on mountains, in mountains, okay? When God flooded the earth, the giants, where are you going to go if there's a flood? You're going to seek to high ground. This is why they cut down the ancient giant trees, Devil's Tower, and all these trees all around the world that are clearly cut, but they're made of rock. So people say they weren't a tree, it's erosion. Okay. Well, if you're a giant or a titan, which is like a giant, like picture a freaking skyscraper giant, titans, like they are mentioned. And they went and laid down or climbed up a mountain and then died, but like petrified somehow. That could be pink salt. I guess is the theory. Do you think display? Do you think they display giant bones and say they're dinosaur bones? I do think. Well, my understanding is that like 90% of the freaking bones in these places is plaster cast anyway. I would love to go to a dinosaur museum, man, just to see the bullshit. Because as soon as it starts saying hundreds of millions and millions of years old, it's all fake, dude. It's completely fake. So I'd love to see what exhibits they have to convince people. Um, but anyways, but I don't think that they would put a giant. I mean, then maybe they have, but my understanding is they get rid of all the giant bones. You know. So I wonder, but you know what's funny, Maniac? Dinosaurs is a newly created term. So what we're doing is what people do is they hear dinosaurs and then they go, oh, there's two references to dinosaurs, the Leviathan and the Behemoth. Perhaps those were like giant creatures that definitely were not dinosaurs because if the going theory is correct that dinosaurs are fake, maybe it was not a dinosaur, but yeah, two gigantic beings. And I wonder were they is the Leviathan and the Behemoth a reptile or is it a freaking giant person? I wonder. Yeah, there is. Yeah, who knows? Ozo guy, man. Uh, Saber-toothed tiger. Who knows about those two? By the way, in 4,000 followers, so probably tomorrow, I will have surpassed 937,000 followers, which is what I had in 2021 before I got deleted on Instagram. So we're about to hit a huge freaking milestone, man. And then we'll be really pulling out all the stops. As much as Instagram can be a little bit of a bugger, it is a badass platform. We have raised so much human consciousness through it. And I will say, for the people who were infertile and they go to a fertility clinic, which are all booked up and super busy because so many people are infertile, um, I am stoked that they were able to see me talk about chalk, go and get the male and female stack, become fertile, and then have children. Because the greatest gift, pretty much in this reality, is having little mini yous running around. And so that is amazing, man. So shout out to Instagram, even though, yeah, they censor and this and that. They've been good to me the last, I guess you could say since 2021. They haven't really censored or they're not even really fact checking anymore. I don't know what the big idea is with that. Why would they reduce their control over speech? Or seeming it appears that way. Like some of the posts I see, I can't even believe they're on Instagram. For the shit that I used to get deleted, I can't believe some of the stuff that's posted on Instagram. Now, you think it would get worse. It got better. Shocking, man. But this is the last call for the free lit. If you go to chalk.com on the live and you get a male or female stack or the performance stack, which has the Chad mode with the organic blue spirulina and the organic caffeine, uh, and you use that discount code 44life, it unlocks the 44% off lifetime discount. You can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. And automatically you're getting that $100 bag of chocolate in there as well. It's interesting. So it has a tail, Maniac. So it's some kind of creature then. That is shocking. Ozokai, yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, inspire. Be inspired, man. It's all about it. Let me see here. Hold on a sec. Apparently, there is still a bunch of people on the site too scrolling. So just make sure that you apply that code. Do not pay full price. You'd be surprised how many people I don't know. Um, I do wonder because if it's the floor, I don't mean to be, but sometimes we say 45 times, make sure the code, the code, the code, the code, the code, the code, 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 code. And then some people go and pay full price, and I don't know if they forgot or missed or didn't see or if it's the fluoride. But it's a good thing that they got chalk. That's the main thing. Next time they'll make sure they use the code because their pineal gland will be decalcified. You know, the fabric of the very matrix that the AI operates on is being healed, and the fractures in the code all consciousness operates on are being mended. Are they being mended, Ozokai, or are they mended? That's what Kate says, eh? It's not that we are going to win. We have already won. We have won. That's like speaking it really into existence. But that's still an awesome, a good way of putting it, man. That's great. So listen, I have a whole bunch of posts to post still. We're going to be live again tomorrow, of course, a little earlier. Make sure your live notifications are on so that you catch it. And I do say Christmas is coming around the corner, man. You don't think your freaking uncle, your dad, your mom would love the Chad mode or the Shilajit. This is a pretty smoking deal. Free lit and 44% off for life. Absolutely insane. So we're going to extend that deal. If you're on the fence, you haven't tried Chalk yet, this is a perfect time. Make sure you use that code 44life at chalk.com and you'll get a free lid. DM me your order number on Instagram, though, on Instagram, so I can make sure you get it. That way we can confirm that it gets added to your package, all right? So thank you guys all for joining. We'll see you on the next live. Much love. Thank you. Literally, JD, your kids, Jesus is King, Swing, Rebel Flower, shout out to Rebel, and all you guys, Sunny as well, Maniac, Asher. Come on, guys. This is awesome. We'll see you on the next one, all right?